The American South is known for its culture, its traditions, and its close-knit communities. But beneath that surface lies a darker history. Crimes so disturbing they didn't just shock the region, they changed it forever. From serial killers to wrongful convictions, these are 10 of the most notorious crimes to ever take place in the American South, spanning from the 1980s to today. 1. The Atlanta Child Murders, Georgia. Between 1979 and 1981, Atlanta was paralyzed by fear. Dozens of black children and young adults began disappearing from their neighborhoods. Many were later found murdered. Despite the arrest and conviction of Wayne Williams, families have long questioned whether all victims received justice. The case exposed racial inequality, media silence, and deep mistrust between law enforcement and the black community, wounds that never fully healed. 2. The Gainesville Ripper, Florida. In 1990, Gainesville, Florida became a nightmare for college students. Danny Rolling murdered 5 young people in a matter of weeks, leaving behind gruesome crime scenes that terrified the entire town. The brutality of his crimes and his desire for notoriety would later influence pop culture, inspiring elements of the Scream franchise. But for Gainesville, the scars were real and permanent. 3. The West Memphis 3, Arkansas. In 1993, 3 8-year-old boys were found murdered in a drainage ditch in West Memphis, Arkansas. Within weeks, 3 teenagers were arrested and convicted, largely due to coerced confessions and a moral panic surrounding satanic rituals. Years later, DNA evidence and investigative failures raised serious doubts about their guilt, making this one of the most infamous wrongful conviction cases in Southern history. 4. The Yogurt Shop Murders, Texas. In 1991, 4 teenage girls were brutally murdered inside an Austin yogurt shop. The killer set the building on fire, attempting to destroy evidence. Multiple suspects were arrested over the years, but convictions were overturned. Decades later, the case remains unsolved, leaving families without answers and a city still haunted by what happened that night. 5. The Miami Cannibal Attack, Florida. In 2012, a violent attack on a Miami causeway stunned the nation. In broad daylight, a man brutally assaulted a stranger in an incident so extreme it sparked widespread fear and speculation. Though not a serial crime, the case became infamous for how quickly it spread across media, and how it reignited conversations about mental illness, drugs, and public safety in southern cities. Hey there, you're still here. If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe to my channel, it's free. Now carry on. 6. Mississippi Burning, Justice Delayed. In 1964, 3 civil rights workers were murdered in Mississippi for fighting segregation. For decades, no one was held accountable. It wasn't until 2005 that a conviction was finally secured. The case became a symbol of the South's long history of racial violence and the painful reality that justice can come far too late. 7. The Baton Rouge Serial Killer, Louisiana. For more than a decade, women across Baton Rouge were targeted and murdered by Derek Todd Lee. His crimes exposed serious failures in communication between law enforcement agencies. His eventual capture marked a turning point in the use of DNA evidence, but only after years of fear and loss. 8. The Murdaugh Family Murders, South Carolina. In 2021, the murders of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh shattered the image of one of South Carolina's most powerful legal families. As the investigation unfolded, layers of corruption, financial crimes, and privilege came to light. The case became a modern Southern scandal, one that proved power doesn't guarantee protection forever. 9. The Parkland school shooting, Florida. On February 14, 2018, A gunman opened fire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, killing 17 people and injuring many others. The attack became one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history and exposed serious failures in law enforcement response and school security. 10. Casey Anthony, Florida. In 2008, 2-year-old Kaylee Anthony was reported missing, but only after being gone for 31 days. Her mother, Casey Anthony, quickly became the focus of the investigation. Lies, partying, and conflicting stories fueled public outrage. When Kaylee's remains were finally discovered, the nation watched as Casey stood trial. Her eventual acquittal remains one of the most controversial verdicts in American history, and one of the South's most infamous cases involving a child. These cases didn't just make headlines, they changed laws, investigations, and public trust. Some found justice, others never did, and many continue to haunt the American South to this day. Which of these cases should get a full deep dive next? If you found this video interesting, like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching True Crimes of the Dirty South.